is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show, and give you time, guys, to get on. I did talk to Dorothy Tyndall. She's okay, which is good. Uh, the storm hit. Of course, today's Hump Day, and also Hurricane Idalia. Hi Nancy, hi Dorothy. Glad you can make it. I'm glad you got electricity, Dorothy. That's good. That's good. A little bit worried because I thought, well, she may not be on today. So, good. I'm glad. um, you have to forgive me. I'm fighting allergies, so I'm gonna be coughing a lot. Anyway, landfall from Idalia was early this morning and it hit Keaton Beach, and Keaton Beach right now is underwater. Uh, which is in western Florida. I don't know if you know where that is exactly, Dorothy. Little town of Perry, which is not all that far from that, they got hit pretty good. Unfortunately, town of Perry lost its T-Mobile phone store. The Verizon store fared okay, but the T-Mobile windows were smashed and everything else because a whole bunch of debris went flying in. Apparently, they did not board up the windows, or I don't know what happened. So they lost their store. I don't know if that store was empty already. The store moved or what happened, but right now they don't have a T-Mobile store. There was some damage on roofs. There were a lot of trees down. And there's some flooding that's going on. Yeah, it was. She came in as now get this, the hurricane came in as a Category 4. Okay, when she hit shore. And then of course she dropped down to a 3. Right now she's a 2, well, between a 2 and 3 going across Florida. She's going up the coast, East Coast basically. Thankfully, Hurricane Franklin he's out in Bermuda Triangle area. So I'm glad he veered that way. I mean, in a lot of ways. I'm glad he didn't go toward the United States because Florida would have been sandwiched between the two. And of course, I know how a lot of you feel about Governor DeSantis, but the governor's mansion, which is the people's mansion in Florida, got hit by its 100-year-old oak tree. It fell over. Okay, she's a Cat 1 in South Carolina. Well, they've been reporting some tornadoes. So people need to be careful because when she gets back out on the Atlantic, I don't know how warm the waters are in the Atlantic. I know Mexico's waters are very, very, very warm. But I don't know how warm the waters are in the Atlantic side, eastern side. So we'll just have to watch her and see what she does. Some are getting rain, some are not. It depends on the trajectory of the storm and everything. So please tell your friends and family and everything else along that area, please be careful. Make sure you're prepared. Don't let your guard down yet, because you think when she's gone, she's really not, because the eye is passing over. Then you got the winds coming in from the other side. So, yeah, watch yourself. They also have a thunderstorm and tornado warning in Georgia, too. So, near Valdosta, Georgia. We'll see how that goes. So I hope there's no injuries. I hope there's no deaths. Yes, there's going to be some damage, but they're still assessing and find out, what the building status is, and of course trees and everything else, because trees could go flying too. So now in the politics side, well, Rudy is in deep doo doo. I haven't had a chance to watch the video made by Midas Touch regarding Rudy, but looks like he's going to be sanctioned, and by the judicial court, he may lose his law license over this. He's already lost his law license in New York, but he's going to look like he's going to lose his law license in D.C. So he's in trouble there. For somebody who was a former prosecutor and a former mayor of New York, one of the largest cities in the country, you think the guy would know better, And I think he's letting the alcoholism that he's fighting right now get the best of him. I'm not sympathizing for him. He just, like I said, he should know better. Right now, all the GOP is making excuses. They're trying to do this and trying to do that. Well, in reality, they're powerless. We're a nation of laws, rule of law, and it's been established as such. And either many of them have missed history class, law school class, or whatever, didn't listen while in school. They can't change the past. They can't whitewash it. Not going to happen. They're now looking at doing the quote-unquote impeachment of President Biden on this and everything else to stop they think he has a hand in Trump's political demise, and go, no. This is all on Trump. This is all on him. He did it to himself. And he thought he could, that he was above the law and everything. What? What do you want, no, Loki? What is it? Meow? What? What do you need? Meow. Loki's doing okay. He's doing okay. What? You want to come up here? Want to say hi to everybody? Yeah? So they basically can't do that. And the other thing they're thinking of doing and throwing a temper tantrum is shutting down the government. Well, the Senate says, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen on either side. And McConnell says no. McConnell's not really interested in screwing up the economy. He said, last time that happened, it almost was a disaster. And he goes, no, it won't happen. You want to move, Loki? They can't see me. Loki says hi. See? There you are. See? See? There's you. See? See, Loki? So if they try that, there's going to be rebellion on that one. I mean, true rebellion of, saying, okay, if you guys try that, the GOP, especially the Freedom Caucus, try that. Oh, Mitch McConnell just had another medical episode during press conference and was escorted away. Okay. Okay. Loki stepped on my keyboard. That's when it popped up. But McConnell says no. It's not going to happen. Even though McConnell is a minority leader in the Senate, he said no. Schumer told the House no, and Schumer told McCarthy and Jordan and the House, stay out of the DOJ's job. Leave them alone. He said, you keep that up, they will nail you for obstruction. And frankly, I don't think the House and Senate should be immune to the DOJ's. They feel that somebody broke the federal law. It's not the first time that's happened that government officials found themselves in jail on the federal level. Well, look what happened to Spiro Agnew. Some of you may not have been born yet, but some of you may remember Watergate. Spiro Agnew was caught not only doing that, trying to help Nixon, also he was caught tax evasion, and he resigned as vice president, and ultimately had his trial, and ultimately he went to prison for it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and the attorney general there, I forgot what his name was, but he went to prison because of the Watergate thing and the break-in and everything, because that's a big fellow. That's B&E. That is a big no-no. So, well, sooner or later, the crazies and McCarthy are going to find themselves without a job next year. Hey, Carolyn! Hi! They're going to be without a job. And they know it. Because more and more independents, even the independents are shying away from Trump and everything, and from the GOP altogether, and going with the Democrats. That's what's happening. And, it's been showing signs of that. Trump's little world is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And if you go to Midas Touch, they show the court dates. Hey, Carol. Ouch, I shouldn't use this hand. My left hand is very sore today, so it hurts. So, we'll see. On his first trial is in September, then it goes on through March. And Trump tried delaying the trial, the RICO trial, to 2 years from now. It's not going to work. The judge says, nope, it'll be in March 4th next year. And this is the start of the primaries. And she doesn't care that he's running for president. She said law always prevails over elections. It always does. Okay? So, he's going to whine, he's going to cry and everything else. And they keep on threatening him. And you know what? The gloves need to come off and throw his ass in jail and keep him there. That's what they really should do. I'm sick and tired of them treating him with kid gloves. He's got such a small group now, small following now. I don't think they're going to do anything. It didn't even happen. Nothing happened on his fourth indictment. Oh, by the way, his arraignment for indictments on September 6th. And I think he should be there. And the judge should ask him and go, why should I not put you in jail? What's the reason? And if he didn't come up with a good reason, throw him in jail and keep him there. I don't care if he was quote unquote president. You know, Trump never ever since he got sworn in, he never acted like one. Okay? And they would not listen to him. He wouldn't listen to anybody. He wouldn't learn anything. He would not learn anything on the job. And, it really irks you when you run across people like Trump. It really does. I mean, I run into a few. And I go, no, that's not how it works. You know, I did it one time, living with a narcissist, and no more. They're very toxic. Yeah, right, Carol. That's very true. Um, so they need to shut him up. They really do. And if any of us threaten a judge or anything like that, federal public official, we'd be in jail so fast it wouldn't be funny. So why are they not doing it with Trump? Yeah, uh, that's the impression I get too, Carolyn. Um, he's illiterate. See, when he was in school, one of his former classmates he wasn't exactly friends with Trump. Okay, since Trump did not have any friends in school. Uh, Trump wanted all his homework and everything done for him. Well, they should have forced him to do his homework and turn it in. And it's amazing how he passed school and how he graduated from college, worked in college of business and everything else. I don't think he learned one thing there. I hold 2 degrees in business. I hold a master's and a bachelor's in business. Okay. And then also I hold a bachelor's in criminal justice. And you have to study hard. You have to learn. You have to do research. You have to do this. And then, ask your instructor questions like, okay, what do you do about contradictions? If the laws conflict each other, what do you do about that? Because we are now hungry for clarification. We want things clear now. And people are now starting to get sick and tired of all this gaslighting and everything done by the MAGA GOP. It's a very, very small group in there. And they should not have any power at all. And right now, the MAGAs are really scared because sooner or later, the DOJ is going to focus on them during the January 6th and what they did. Boebert, Green, everything else. They conducted tours, which is a big no-no. And that was just after the tail end of COVID. So, yeah, it is exhausting, Carolyn, and I'm sick and tired of it like you are. We all need a vacation from it, basically. Um, oh, I would imagine his grades are like C minuses, D's, F's, you name it. And um, I'm amazed at Wharton because they require you to post your grades when you try to when you enter into school, when you apply for college admissions, you're required to show your grades. And I'll bet you his grades are pretty poor. I bet his grade point average is pretty poor. I bet his grade average is like 1.7 or something like that. Um, and I can't understand why his parents allow him to keep lying, keep bullying, and everything else. His parents should have sat on him. Yeah, and that should have been stopped right then and there too, Nancy. Um, that should have never happened. He should have been nailed for that. Because remember, it kind of runs in the family, the male side of the family there. According to his niece, Mary Trump, who is a psychiatrist, by the way, she stated if he's thwarted at something, he'll do revenge. Well, one day when he was sitting at dinner and he was bullying his brother, which is her father, and she told him to stop, Mary told him to stop. And he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't stop. He kept bullying him. Well, their grandmother, who is his mom's mom, I think it's mom's mom, she took a bowl of spaghetti and dumped it over his head and told him to shut up and leave him alone. She was sick and tired of his bad manners. And of course she said Mary's still wasn't all surprised when he started whining and crying and everything else. She just told him to shut up. And then she made him clean up the mess. And she couldn't understand why her son-in-law, his dad, wouldn't put him in his place. And all my grandmother did was, I never had a chance to meet her. I wish I did, but all she did with her boys, she had 3 boys and 2 girls, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. And all she did with her kids, she would give them the look. That long stare like you're in trouble look. Like we do with our kids. Okay, when they get into trouble, we give them the long look like, okay, you need to explain yourself. That's all my grandmother did. She put them in their place by giving them the look. Okay, my uncles would not cross her. Okay, they never talked back at her or anything. And they were told to do their homework, to do their chores, and, keep an eye on their sisters. And of course I had one uncle that was he was kind of selfish like Trump was, but not really narcissistic. He was just extremely selfish. Of course I didn't like him all that well. But my other uncle, I loved him very much. He was a lot of fun to talk to and everything, and he kept an eye on mom and her sister. He kept an eye on both of them. So, but he could not stand what his brother is doing. So, so yeah. Yeah, Mary, she did that story. I think she put out a book on that, Mary Trump. And so you might want to look it up, and it could be on Amazon or Audible. I think it's on ebooks. The ebook platform. Check there. I forgot what the title was, but Mary Trump wrote it. And I think she wrote it like a couple years ago. And her uncle, Trump, he stood her trying to stop her. And she goes, no. Neater. No, I'm not going to stop. I need to be out there. So anyway, well, it's time for me to sign off. I will see you. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, this will be posted on my YouTube channel. So, Those over in Florida, stay safe. The storm is not quite over yet, okay? You just have to watch out for the aftermath, because accidents still do happen in the aftermath. You know, like a tree may suddenly decide to let go, or, you know, whatever. So just watch yourselves over there. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing too on Trump's mugshot, it's ridiculous. He's copying the Hollywood one. Okay. That's okay. That's right. You're in North Carolina, aren't you, Carolyn? Um, yeah. Well, at least it's raining. You know, you're getting some remnants, you know, rain remnants. But I just hope no one was hurt or dead. I know some of the coastal towns have evacuated, so I'm assuming they're getting ready to come back home. So, okay, well, I will see you guys on Friday, as always. And let's see, let me double check my calendar here. 1 minute, let me check my calendar. Friday, September 1st. So, already. We're almost the end of summer. Okay. Okay. Yeah, summer's almost over. I will stay safe. It's cloudy over here, and it is 71 degrees, but doesn't really feel like 71 degrees. It feels like a cooler side of 71 degrees. So I have my windows closed because sometimes the wind, when the wind comes in here, around my building, the wind whips around, and so it goes whoosh. So now if we have a nasty windstorm, then that's when we're in trouble. So okay, I will see you guys later. Take care, stay safe. Be sure to insist, persist, and push back. And stand up to people that put out misinformation and say, no, this is not how it's done or said. This is the facts. Facts always wins. Okay? Facts equals truth. So I love you guys, and please take care. Okay? Love you. Bye-bye.